Yeah, that Abaddon that you were praising so high actually did a lot of work there because he
Yeah.
soaked up all the. He lived because of the borrowed time and he just kept on shielding. And then with his Vlads and Force Staff, he was able to. They should be able to get this. Panda, Brewmaster's ulti is going to be up for another 50, and that's an assault on a Furion. That's a lot of armor. But also the defusal with the Juggernaut is actually good for what Shadow Priest is trying to do. Shadow Priest got a Ghost Scepter, so you can just purge that.
Ah, yeah. That see that.
I was trying to figure it out for the longest time, and that's the only reason. Nice deny of the healing ward by the Shadow Demon right there.
Oh, this weave is really ticking in. They're committing to this Rax, but they're going to have such low armor. The jump in from Scandal, they're all just falling apart. The Omni Slash is going around, but so he comes back into place right next to the melee Rex, but he can't get it. Oh.
That's 3 misses. He missed 3 attacks.
What?
3 attacks because of Drunken Haze.
Oh my god, Drunken Haze, way too strong. I can't believe that just managed to keep the melee Rax alive. Cheshire Cat immediately looks for the split push.
Oh. That's very unfortunate. 3 hits. I think one of those hits would have killed it too.
It's a building, man. Like, I don't care how drunk you are. I'm not sure how Juggernaut misses a building like that, but 3 times in a row is enough to keep the melee Rax alive. And if Power Rangers can just, play a little defense right now, that melee Rax will regen back up the full. You get the Luna, who's getting bigger, and she just picked up level 16, so the next Eclipse is going to be huge. So now they've got their full ultimates ready to go. They've got the BKB. Moon is beginning to build into some serious damage here. We've got the Manta. It's not until the next damage item, which is usually Butterfly for a Luna, that's when she gets real dangerous when it comes to physical damage. Manta, you're just like kind of a mix. You're like, okay, the Eclipse is pretty damn dangerous, but you got a decent amount of physical damage too. It's not until the Butterfly is up that all of a sudden Luna becomes this just terrifying force of auto attack nature where just like the bouncing glaive, just that single bounce is enough to do significant chunks on heroes. So I love the way right now Power Rangers, though, they're going for the split push. They're just avoiding the team fights right now. They're pushing in bottom. They're protecting Moon, making sure he gets this amount of farm. They don't really have to worry about top too much. Cheshire Cat will make sure that this push does not succeed in doing much damage to the buildings.
He could, well, Shadow Demon support coming in, but the Centaur, he has Stampede up. They might be able to pick him off.
Yep.
In by the Rubik.
Yol leads with the telekinesis, the burst damage coming in, double edge. Oh, FNG is just everywhere, man. Gets the disruption, the ultimate being popped by the Centaur. We'll be able to get Yol out of position from FNG. I gotta say though, I might Goblack on his Abaddon did a lot of work in that middle team fight, but I feel like these 2 supports from Power Rangers are doing so much more work. FNG and J4.
Yeah, you doubted the Shadow Demon, but one disruption, and if he saves his life, when he saves Scandal, like you're right. Once he saves Scandal, that team fight, where they're actually at right now, completely changed the team fight, and they were able to get Roshan after that because of that disruption. If they didn't have disruption, or if Dazzle was even closer and they could have got a Shallow Grave, it would have still changed the team fight, but he was able to get it off, and yeah, you're right. They're doing a lot of work, keeping them alive, keeping the cores alive.
And they're always spread out, too. Like, never at one time. Like, the ultimate thing for Roxkiss right now is if Centaur gets a blink in and stuns and double edges both of those supports. But they're always so spread out, and they're always protecting each other. Because Roxkiss know they have to actually address these supports because they just can't go on, they just can't go on Moon. They just can't try and pop Scandal because every single time the hero either gets shallow graved or he gets disrupted, and it allows them to be able to pop their BKBs, or in Scandal's place, he pops his Primal Split immediately afterwards. It always keeps them alive long enough to get off their ultimates and actually, hit back against Roxkiss. So they want to be able to go up against the supports and maybe pop the Shadow Demon or pop the Dazzle real quickly, but even that can't happen because these supports are always staying so spread out that they're able to protect each other as well. So every single time these supports have really been the savior for Power Rangers. And I just want to say, I don't think I ever doubted the Shadow Demon pickup. Did I? Did I say something bad about Shadow Demon?
I think he said it fell off. Maybe that was.
Yeah.
It fell off.
Because I was actually going like, why has Shadow Demon fallen off? I mean, I know he's like a hero that works in conjunction with others, so maybe he's not as strong as like a solo support. But you know, he's still a heavy hitter. The buff to Shadow Poison, like, it's not really big to talk about, but it has some potential to do a good amount of damage, but he's still, like, the really good defensive support that we've always seen. So if we're seeing the rise of Dazzle, why not bring Shadow Demon back into the fold? You know, they're different heroes, but they both have that really big saving mechanism that both of them are it's the reason that you pick up a Dazzle oftentimes because how good that Shellgrave is. He's got Weave as well, which that
Weave
buff,
is probably better than Demonic Purge. That's probably that's why Shadow Priest is picked up more.
Yeah, I would agree to that. I would definitely agree to that, man. The buff to Weave just made, like, I always loved Weave, but it was always one of those sort of things you're like, throw down Weave, and it's like either the team is like...
It's gone already.
Yeah, the team's like, we either fight immediately, we're already fighting, and Weave doesn't matter right now because by the time that the team fight's over, we're at like -5 armor. Who really cares? Or it's like you try and lead with it, the enemy team's just like, we're just going to walk away for 30 seconds, we'll be back later, you know? But now that like actually upgrading it makes it tick faster, like you start making that minus armor, that plus armor happen a little bit faster. I felt there's just like, it's so much more viable now than it was.
I agree. It's nice to see new supports. But there was like was this last game or this game that there was 4 supports banned out in the second phase?
It's both.
Both it? Yeah.
Both of them had like Ancient Apparition.
Bane.
Yeah, Bane was constantly banned out. I mean, hell.
Visage, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always successful, but it's in Godlike's wheelhouse. He always wants the Bane, man. So Power Rangers, I think, banned that out both times in the second phase. That was an interesting teleport away. Apparently, J4 felt he was in a little bit more danger than was warranted. Quickly backs away. Roxkiss checking out the Roche pit at the wrong time. And actually, they do see it spawn just in time. But again, are we really going to have another Roche brawl like we've seen time and time again between these two teams? Yeah.
I want to see it.
This has definitely been one hell of a game. Solo's going to get caught out. There goes that Demonic Purge. It is good against certain situations. And Solo, you're right, he doesn't have the TP. Good for his stat, but he's still not getting away. Omni Slash will be able to get off in time, but look at the number of units. There's just no way. Seedoy! Oh, 2-man stun. Still not enough, though. There's no follow-up with Solo already non-existent. And we already have our Mirana, who is pushing in bottom. That 3-man stun, I was like, oh, maybe we're going to have some follow-up, and then I'll look at the mini-map, and I was like, no, there's no one around.
Both of them don't have buyback. I think this is it.
Yeah, I think you're right, too.
They didn't even use Scandal's ulti. Or, yeah.
BZZ, he knows what to do. He's going to try and split push. He knows there's probably going to see 2 racks going down. They already lost the range racks in middle. They're probably going to lose this top set of racks. However,
Bottom is going to get this racks.
Yeah. He's going for it. He's going to be able to pick this up. This means Power Rangers have to go in for this rack to make it worth it. Yo, he's actually stolen Eclipse. It's not doing as much damage, though. These tanky heroes of Power Rangers keeping themselves alive. Scandal still going for more, not popping his ultimate just yet because why does he need to? He's still doing a decent amount of work. Now pops it. Moonlight Shadow goes off. Roxkiss, good blink away by Yol. And Roxkiss are just playing this dancing game around Power Rangers. They already got the racks. They're okay with losing this right now. It's up to Power Rangers. They had to take that set of racks in order to make their push worth it. Now maybe Roxkiss, if they can find something here. Can he steal it? Oh, good. Good job by Scandal. Immediately popping the clap to make sure that Rubik can't steal that. Cheshire Cat, he does go down, but it was traded for an Omni Slash. So they lose somebody there, but that's still 2 full racks going down. In exchange, though, Roxkiss were able to get the bottom racks. They're only 1 racks down, basically. This middle lane, which is a really easy lane to control. So they're still definitely in this game, despite the fact that Power Rangers, they claimed quite a little recuperation there of gold and experience. And this Mirana's getting pretty damn big. I mean, he had a Desolator earlier, now has an MKB. You compare this to the Luna, who still does not have that Butterfly. But even once you do have the Butterfly, Like, you know, BZZ is just going to lock onto Moon every single team fight and try and target him down because Luna crumbles under that kind of physical damage. J4 takes an arrow to the face right now. Power Rangers, they don't want to give this up. Scandal jumps in. He doesn't have his ultimate just yet. Hits the clap. 18 seconds, though. Cedoy, turn around. They're going to try and pop Scandal. Shallow Grave keeps him alive. Moon fighting inside the pit. BZZ just melts under the Eclipse. Now Solo fighting up against Scandal. Will be able to pop him before the ultimate. Cheshire Cap holding him in place, but he's not doing a whole lot of damage. Cedoy fighting up against Moon, gets the deny on himself. Cheshire Cat will fall to Solo on the side. Moon fighting up against Godblack. There's just no way he can kill that. Moon still going for more, but the supports, man! The supports on Power Rangers constantly keeping each other alive, and now Solo may fall a second time. He doesn't have his ultimate. He has nothing to be able to actually get anywhere onto these heroes. If he could just hit them once or twice, he could kill Moon. He could kill that Shadow Demon, but he just gets kited around, and 5-man go down for Roxkiss. Power Rangers, they're just running straight through middle, and nobody has buybacks for Roxkiss. Juggernaut, he throws his, but he is just one man. One man for the next 20 seconds or so, where Power Rangers, I thought they might have been able to go straight for that tier 3, but I suppose with the Aghanims, that Omni Slash is just kind of like always a threat.
Yeah, the Juggernaut had the Aegis there, and the Potom picked up the cheese, and they still both died. I guess twice over, you could say. So it was like a 7 for 3, and only the Furion did buy back, but that was before the fight even started to help out. And even though he went down, he was still able to help. And he said finally this Luna does have a butterfly, and I was wondering where his farm was too, and maybe now he could. They don't really need it because they have this panda who's doing a lot of work, and these supports doing a lot of work right now. Just keeping him alive has been really good to watch.
Man, this is way more of an intense match than I thought. Looking about, what, 20 minutes in, I think, was when we were looking at Power Rangers, and they had, you know, a 5,000 gold lead that early on. And I was thinking, you know, if they survive through the mid-game, they're fine. Like, Luna's going to get 6 slotted eventually. They can just turtle this out, split push if they have to. And eventually they will get to late game where I give them a significant advantage. But Roxkiss are really showing that, you know, they're not done just yet. This Marana is hitting like a goddamn truck as long as he doesn't get targeted. He doesn't have a BKB. He doesn't have that defensive mechanism. Moonlight Shadow, jump in, Scandal, hits a 3 or 4-man clap, now popping his ultimate. Moon fighting up against it, but that Omni Slash is doing a significant amount of damage if they could just target him down, but they can't. Solo forced back, and so will the rest of Roxkiss. Godblack forced to try and keep his hero alive, BZZ. He's trying to get out. He cannot afford to go down here, but the Cyclone, he gets them. The chase on the side, they will be able to find Godblack. Going back to this Marana, maybe Scandal can actually finish him off. The clap, and one hit gets it. Godblack will fall, and GG is called. All 5 heroes go down for Roxkiss, and sure enough, Power Rangers, it's 43 minutes into the game. Eventually, the Luna had to come online, and by God, he did. Moon just tore it up in that last team fight, and Power Rangers do even up this series 1-1. So we will be going to a Game 3 in the Join Dota League playoff quarterfinals to see who will get the pleasure or the challenge, I guess, of fighting up against Cloud9 in the semifinals. Ryu, you got any last words about this this monster match?
Just the survivability between the Shadow Demon and the Dazzle, and even the Brewmaster ultis getting off. And I do actually like that Cuirass pickup by the Nature's Prophet, just adding so much tankability to all of that. And then the Juggernaut was just completely useless this game because of the Necro minions, the heals, and the Treants. And even does it go to Brewmaster's ulti? Does it go to it? The attacks? I'm not exactly sure on that one, but it'd be good to know. But they just had too much. So the Juggernaut was completely useless, and Marana couldn't carry it all on her own. So really well played by Power Rangers this game.
Yeah, well done. Good comeback, and we're going to go ahead and get ourselves into Game 3. So guys, don't go anywhere. You will want to see the conclusion of what is now an epic series. Game 1 wasn't so exciting, but that was one hell of a Game 2, and hopefully we're going to have even more for Game 3. So stick around. Power Rangers versus Roxkiss coming up next.